Because
Now you're trained by a Mexican American. What's the Mexican culture like in the boxing gym? And will we see a Mexican style Anthony Joshua on Saturday night?
you're gonna see the African style for life, and that's all that matters. Yeah, like remember, I'm taking African style to Mexican style, but we're the same people anyway.
Josh, how the two combine?
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Both like hard-working people. I like Mexican music. I don't have too many tacos and stuff like that. I was sticking to a strict regime, but I respect like the Mexican culture in boxing. Yeah, man, I respect it.
Alright, Shalom. If all praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem HaKadosh, step on to the apostles, to your master, shalom to the brothers doing this work. Yeah, it's the truth, man. Like he said, we the same people. And that's the truth. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American are the same people. They make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And, what's his name? Boner, whatever his name was, he said that same thing about Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao is an Israelite as well. He's from the Philippines, but he's an Israelite for sure. And you can look up on YouTube. Matter of fact, I might just pop it up real quick. Let me see, man. Yeah, it should be right here.
Right now at NTB, buy 3 select tires and get 1 free instantly with paid installation. Only at NTB.
You know, after looking at his life, you know, let's look at it. He drink Hennessy. He promote Hennessy.
I know a lot of Asians too, and this, you know, this is to the what's it called? Also to the Israelite foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Because we're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But mainly, of course, we're their so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But just real quick, the Israelite foreigners. So I know a lot of Asians. You know what I'm saying? That's what they fucking drink. That's what like they drink a lot is Hennessy. Like this one, I dealt with one Asian bitch before, just one. You know what I'm saying? And she was on that Hennessy shit, weed too. This other girl from my job, you know, she was cool. You know what I'm saying? Older Asian woman. I think she was married to a Issachar or Ephraim or something like that. She was on. She told me that that's all they fucking drink is Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? And one of my best friends does that shit, and he's Cambodian, Slovakia. That nigga Jake. And one of my other close friends, he's Laos. There's a lot of Laos at my old job, but yeah, man, you can see a lot of them just Israelites, man. They just Jake. You know what I'm saying?
He fuck his money up, fuck up his taxes.
Yeah, fuck them taxes, man.
Shit, if you ask me, he a black fighter. Just know, January 19th, you know, I'm gonna get serious. January 19th, I am coming to win. Fuck the money, like I said yesterday. I'm gonna be victorious, and I know they.
You know what happened when that nigga threw. I'm sorry. Why he laughed like that? But anyways, but yeah, that nigga Jake. But anyways, back to the because he said the Mexicans and, you know, same people, and it's true, we are the same people. But I want to get this post too. It says many African American went to Judah, all right. Yeah, Judah. It says went to Mexico, which is Issachar. They're Issachar is the southern, Salaka. They're the northern tribe. Is Judah is the southern tribe. All right, to Mexico for sanctuary when slave owners demanded Mexico to send them back. Mexico replied with, "There are no black slaves in Mexico, only black citizens." All right, and you see that picture right there. And sadly, you know, I think there might be, I know there's a video on YouTube where it shows how so-called mixed black is being treated down there in Mexico and shit like that. You know, the curses is on us, but you know, slowly that's coming back. You know, the so-called, as they say, black and brown is coming back. You know, and people can see that we're the same people. You know what I'm saying? We're the same people when we see that this situation that we was had sanctuary among them, and also with the native so-called Native Americans, because the so-called blacks would leave, and then they run away, whatever, and then they will go so-called. I know particularly to the Reubenites, which they are the Seminole Indians, and then they would actually marry. They would actually, okay, you know, the black, he will marry into the, you know, they give their daughters to them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why even too, we're mixed amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? So it might be, you might look at a so-called black person and you think he's a black man, but this man can be from Reuben. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Or he might be look like a so-called Mexican guy, but his father's father might be actually a Benjamite or a Levite or a Judite. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Right? And that's, you know, that's just Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, pull this right quick. Get to the scriptures. Let me see. So like, which one I wanted to get first? Shit. So like, I got a goddamn brain fart. Damn brain stop. I hate when that shit happens. But let's get this right here first. Let's get this Isaiah. I believe it's Isaiah 11. Let me see. It's Isaiah 11 and 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. That's what you see. You see, you know, like a lot of so-called. I know. Matter of fact, I know a perfect example. I remember my guy I used to be friends with, whatever. I remember, you know, we in Ohio, whatever. So he moved to Florida, I think it was. Yeah, it was Florida for a couple of years or something like that. And he was telling about when he was in school and shit, like pretty much the school bus would be like, I think the so-called blacks used to be in the back of the school bus and the Cubans used to be in the front. You know what I'm saying? It was like fucking segregation type shit. You know what I'm saying? And even in Ohio, like that, I noticed. You know what I'm saying? I had very few so-called Mexican friends. You know, just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I can probably count them all on my fingers. You know, on one hand. You know what I'm saying? All my life. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got probably, as of right now, you know what I'm saying? I probably got like fucking one that I'm still talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I noticed like a lot of so-called Mexicans out here, they stick to themselves. You try to talk to them, a lot of them, they don't want to, it's like they don't want to deal with you. They don't want to even, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's just weird. You know, but then again, I met some real cool so-called Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? I remember one guy, his name was Ray, you know what I'm saying, which I believe that means king in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? He used to work at I used to work there, my old job, He was cool as fuck. I remember, cause you know that dude from I don't know if brothers you ever watched that show Everybody Hates Chris. It would be a dude. He'd be like, "Hey, little dude from across the street, let me hold $1." And I don't know. I like for me, like if you know me, I quote a lot of movies and like I quote a lot of random shit. I don't know why. I'm weird. I don't know. But I quote shit like I just like say quotes and shit. And I remember I was just joking. I was like, "Man, hey, let me hold $5." And dude, he was serious. He just he put out his wallet. He was like, "Shit, here you go." I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm just playing, bro. Thank you though. Like I'm just playing." You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was real. That dude, he real cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, getting to know him and shit. But yeah, like, as of right now, I can think of one fucking Isra card that I actually is cool with. Like I said, just me personally, you know, I don't. It's just that separation. You just see, you could just feel the separation. You know what I'm saying? They don't, you know, a lot of them don't know that we're the same people. That's fucking crazy, actually. You know what I'm saying? That tells you that we under the curses because you don't even know that this person is your own fucking people. You know, you look at them. I remember when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a thing for I used to have a thing for Northern Tribe, bro. You know what I'm saying? I remember, you know what I'm saying, my mom knew about it and shit. I used to love Mexican women and shit. And then my mom was like, you better not date no goddamn Mexican girl. She, they dirty or something. I forgot what she said about them. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy. Like, you growing up and they thinking the same thing about so-called black. They looking at you like, oh, you better not date that nigga. You know what I'm saying? They showed you in that movie. It was a comedy movie. That shit was funny as fuck. What was that movie called? Dance. It was called something. What was that shit called? Scoot Dance or something. It was like a little comedy movie. The one with Kevin Hart and all these other niggas. And George Lopez, he was the father of the Mexican girl. I don't know if I'm mixing two different movies, but anyways, George Lopez was the father, which I used to love George Lopez when I used to grow up. I don't know, brothers remember that. That's like the early 2000s sitcom. He used to have a show with George Lopez. That used to be my shit. And matter of fact, that's the spirit. Real quick, George Lopez on the show, he shows you that he pretty much had a nigga's life. His father left him, you know what I'm saying, and went to go have another family. His mother was ratchet as hell, a whore. You know what I'm saying? He was broke as hell. You know what I'm saying? His kids was bad. Like that. He was a nigga. He pretty much went through the same thing that we went through. That tells you that they're Jake. But anyways, in the movie, he was playing as the father and shit, and he was like, cause I guess the girl she liked a nigga or whatever, and he was like, yeah, you better not date the black people or something like that. He was pretty, but that's crazy because we can't even. A lot of us, before you know the truth, we didn't even know that we're the same people. All right. But the Lord's going to put an end to that, you know what I'm saying? But they shall fly upon the shoulder of the Philistines towards the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. All right? They're going to be our slaves. We're gonna come together. The 12 tribes of Israel, we're going to come together, and we're going to put all these other nations in captivity, and they're going to be our slaves. Alright? They're gonna be our slaves. And let me get that. Pull that Amos. Let me see. Where is it at? Amos 5. Where is that at, man? Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old. Okay, and that's what's gonna happen. The Lord's gonna raises up again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the time where Israel was together, was when King David was ruling and when King Solomon was ruling. But then after that, after King Solomon, the kingdom got split. You know what I'm saying? So now you got this shit. Now it's gotten so fucking bad. So like I said, now a lot of us don't even know that this is your own people. You looking at them as just Spanish speaking, whatever, and then you don't even know that's your own people. And it's crazy because the Lord is beautiful because uh, he always keeps the spirit there pretty much. For hopefully I can explain it right, but it's pretty much because even though a lot of these people don't even know that we're the same people, they still see the similarities. You know what I'm saying? They still can kind of see like this is a nigga. You know what I'm saying? They can deny it all they want, but they know deep down like this we the same people. We can tell. You know what I'm saying? Like we're so similar, and we suffer the same shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas was willing to fight for so-called Mexicans when they was talking about building a wall and shit like that, cause they know deep down that this is your brother. And think about it, we went through the same shit. And if you really want to think about it, because a lot of people say, well, they're not our people, they're not under the curses like we are, which is utter bullshit. Because really, if you think about it, the so-called Latinos and so-called Native Americans went in the slave ships before us. Because the popular curses that we're gonna be put in slave ships. You know what I'm saying? That we're gonna be put in slave ships and brought to a land that we know not. You know what I'm saying? That happened to the so-called northern tribes before us. Because when Esau came over here, he took the so-called Native Americans, and I believe he took the Aztecs too. I know he made them fucking slaves. He made them dig up gold and shit. But I know he took up I know Christopher Columbus. He took the so-called Native Americans and he took them right back to their land, I believe to the Queen or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. I think like 100 years before they came and got the so-called black people. You know what I'm saying? It's just with the so-called Native Americans, they're more stronger than us. Like the scripture says, they're like a troop. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture says also about Reuben that he's a stable man. What does it say? Let me see about Reuben. If I can even fucking okay, there you go. Let me see. Let me see. This might be it. Yeah. Genesis 49:3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, in the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. That's what them so-called Native Americans, they had the excellency of power. I heard when the so-called white man first would start warring with them, they was fucking them up. I believe too, the Reubenites, the Seminole Indians, I think they specifically was really fucking them up. I think I heard, I gotta do more study on that, man, but I heard that their arrows was piercing through their fucking armor, through the Edomites' armor and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know it got so bad to the point because Gad and Reuben was fucking them up. So that's why Esau made the Gatling gun. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they could keep up with him. Think about it. The fucking Native Americans had spears and shit. I mean, eventually they took the guns too. But these niggas had spears and arrows and shit, and the other niggas got guns, and they was still fucking them up, man. The only time they was really got the upper hand is when they made the Gatling gun, which was like, I think it was like the first machine gun, if I'm not mistaken. That's when they finally started getting the upper hand. It's like, man, come on, bro. And then they had to kill off all their cattle and shit, man. That tells you how strong they was, man. It was some weird warrior spirits. Alright. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Then defilest thou it, and he went up to my couch. All right, and I was Slovakia. I thought it said stable, but it says unstable, so Slovakia. And you know the history of that. Reuben was the first of the 12 tribes, but he went to go. He had sex with his father's concubine, so the Lord made Judah the head tribe instead of Reuben. But yeah, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then, oh shit, maybe that movie too. What was it? Goodbye, Uncle Tom. They showed you, and they had the so-called, Negroes as slaves. They had the Native Americans there too. They had them. I think they had them on the slave ships too. They had the chains and shit or something. I can't remember. It was a scene in the movie, but the dude was explaining like, the Native Americans, we can't keep them as slaves because they're like wolves. They said pretty much the so-called black people are like dogs. You can beat your dog, and then the dog comes back to you and lick your feet. You know what I'm saying? But a wolf, you can't beat a wolf and that nigga will bite you and go his own way. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard to keep them as slaves. But for sure they did have them as slaves. I remember I got a picture too. I remember I had this little book for a short moment of time. They said they used to sell Native American little girls. You know what I'm saying? It was a picture of a girl. They sold her for alcohol or something like that, and that's that Joel where it says it's just try to sell a boy or for a harlot or something like that, and they try to sell them for wine or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they most definitely under the curses, and they had, they was lynching so-called Mexicans too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's the moral of the story. We the same people. Shit. And man, look at them motherfucking Mexicans. Just going back to the fighting shit. Those two examples was boxing. Man, goddamn so-called Mexican fighters are some great fighters, man. They some warriors, man. Those motherfuckers are, yeah, they motherfuckers right there. Something else. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, that's pretty much the point, man. I just wanted to get that out there for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Again, once again, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Israelites the Bible speaks of. And, we also are scattered amongst all nations. You got examples like Manny Pacquiao, Bruce Lee. You got, examples, and the list goes on and on. We every fucking where. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's gonna bring us all together. We all gonna get our royal color back. You know what I'm saying? Because really, it's not about color. You know what I'm saying? Right now, because we got our people. Some of our people look like so-called white people. But when the Lord gathers us back together, for sure, we're gonna get all of us gonna get our color back. You know what I'm saying? Every single Israelite is gonna have that skin color again. You know what I'm saying? Whether light brown or dark brown, whatever, you're gonna get back brown. You know what I'm saying? And hey, we're gonna put these other nations into our subjection. Alright? And we're gonna be in one accord. Ain't gonna be no more, black versus brown, black on black crime. Ain't gonna be no more fucking wicked ass cartel. That shit gonna be all that shit gonna be destroyed, man. Ain't gonna be no wicked ass Crips and Bloods and M13 or MS, whatever the fuck. All that shit gonna be, all them wicked ass niggas that don't repent of their sins, they all gonna be put to fucking death. We're gonna put them guns down and all that machetes and all that stupid shit. We're gonna pick up the scriptures, man. Alright? So with that, we give our praise and glory to Al Bashim Yashab Bashim Khafadash. Belongs to the Apostle GMS Shalom. To the brothers that's doing this work, so that would say Shalom.